more question on Benghazi. The charge is in this campaign that after it happened, there was a report inside the State Department and inside the government that this was a terrorist attack. But in what we heard from the government at the time and from you was an emphasis on this video that had created the attack. And so the charge is that there was a political pressure to make the case more about the video than to talk about terrorism.
Well, I just don't think that's fair, and I'm going to testify about this at the end of October before the committee looking into this. I think it's the 8th investigation that the Congress has conducted. There were two things going on simultaneously. I and others said that we were attacked. There was no doubt about that. That video, which was still spinning through the world, was being mentioned on social media. We had people climbing the walls at our embassy in Cairo even before the attack in Benghazi, and we had a lot of other attacks. I mean, I had to call the president of one of our neighboring countries, Tunis, to try to get in Tunis to get them to help protect our embassy. So I was worried about everything that was going on and how people were responding to that, from North Africa to Pakistan all the way to Indonesia.
So no political pressure to keep the story kind of a little more favorable to the administration.
Well, all I can tell you, I never felt any political pressure, or did I feel any political reason to do anything other than what we tried to do, which was to immediately deal with the problems that were coming at us.
So questions about Benghazi have led to discovery of your personal server. If we use this episode as a way to think about the way you would run your presidency, let's say there's a meeting at Clinton headquarters and you're with your staff and you're saying, looking at the email situation from the day you decided yes to have the server all the way to where we are now,
right?
What went well? What didn't go so well?
Well, look, I've said that I didn't make the best choice. I should have used two separate email accounts, one personal, one work-related. What I did was allowed. It was fully above board. People in the government certainly knew that I was using a personal email. But I've tried to be transparent, and that includes releasing 55,000 pages, which is unprecedented. Nobody else that I'm aware of has ever done that. Plus turning over the server, plus testifying at the end of October. So, I think that, people have questions. I want to try to answer them.
Was it a failure in judgment on your part?
Well, look, it was permitted, it was allowed, I did it, and I think that people can make their own judgments about that, but I've tried to be as transparent as I can.
You've talked a lot about transparency. That, when we think about trust, and there's been a lot of talk about that in your campaign, and voters having questions, their questions may be related to this. Trust and transparency are related. You've been transparent in the release of these emails, but what about before? Because there was a period where you held on to the whole kit and caboodle before any investigators were asking for it, long after you were out of the State Department.
Well, it wasn't that long. I mean, what I did was to send emails to people at their government accounts, which I had every reason to believe would be captured on the government systems. And when we were asked to help the State Department make sure they had everything from other secretaries of state, not just me, I'm the one who said, okay, great, I'll go through them again. And we provided all of them, and more than 90% were already in the system. And in fact, I gave so many that were not work-related just to be as comprehensive as possible. They're already sending back about 1,200 of them. So look, I did what was, as I said, allowed. I said it wasn't the best choice, and it turned out to be a mistake in retrospect. But at the time, and given the facts that most of them were in the government systems, people are going to get a chance to see all kinds of behind-the-scenes conversations, most of which I'm embarrassed to say are kind of boring.
Yeah, just to button this up here, you've said you were sorry.
Yeah.
What exactly are you sorry for, and to whom?
Well, I'm sorry that I made a choice that has raised all of these questions, because I don't like reading people have questions about what I did and how I did it. I'm proud of the work we did at the State Department, and I'm really proud of all the career professionals I worked with. I'm proud of the people who came in with me, and we got sanctions on Iran, put together that international coalition. We got a new arms treaty with Russia. We did a lot of really important work, and I want that to be the focus of what people know about my tenure at the State Department.